I don't often do silent intros, but I feel like the bling of this pen deserves it, because would you just look at it? Obnoxiously, in my lighting situation that I've got going here, it's a deeper, darker pen in real life than what's showing on camera, but it's relatively close. I just cannot get over this pen. The best things that I love about this pen, I actually really like that it is patterned, so you can see all of these like facets. That's the word I'm looking for. I really like the feel because they're rounded on each facet, which you can best see in this band here, which is a thick, chonky boy. But I really enjoy the fact that Benu has like a patterned writing on the inside, and I really like the fact that it goes with the grain and not across like this. I think that's really nice. I know some pens do have a cap band that blends in with the pen. That's the same material as the pen. Same thing with the grip section. We'll have a continuous mode here, but this model does not. This is the Bourbon Euphoria. Another thing that I really like is that this is a spring-loaded clip, which means that you don't have to like ruin a thumbnail to open it. And another thing that I didn't even notice, and that I haven't really noticed in any other pen, is this actually has a divot. You can kind of see here where the clip can rest inside to keep it completely flush. That is dynamite. I like that quite a bit. And the top finial here is the exact same material, and there is no bottom finial. It just continues on. It is a little bit chunky in the middle, and it does taper on both ends. This is a very long pen. This is a pretty big pen. So this is a Visconti Homo Sapiens Midnight in Florence. Granted, here I'll close the little thing. I was journaling, and I just usually keep it open. Next to this Visconti Homo Sapiens, it's pretty much the exact same size. The ends here does taper to be thinner, but it's essentially same size. Next to my Pilot Custom 74, it's pretty large. And then even if I grab what is like now the stereotypical measure against pen, a Pilot Metropolitan, it is significantly larger than that. But one thing that I will say, even though it is significantly larger, it doesn't matter because it's so light. And it just feels so good in my hand. The material itself, I love the fact that there's so much depth to it. Again, it's kind of difficult to show with my lighting. That is one of the first things, to be honest, I'm going to probably purchase with the Patreon money that I do acquire, because I want to be able to show you better like depth and material and inks. So between hopefully even a new camera that can color grade better, because honestly this entire time I've been shooting on my phone. I want to get like just essentially make the video quality better so that I can show you accurately the color and the depth. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. You can see that there's many layers to where the sparkle is. And like I said in my first impression video, I didn't buy a Benu pen for so long because, I mean, let's face it, they're super blingy. They're super blingy, and they are a little bit expensive. And you know, I didn't see that value until this pen went on sale at Pen Chalet, and I bought it for myself for my birthday. I love the way that the bling looks when you twist. And this bourbon finish just spoke to me. I really like that. And I also like the Ocean Breeze. If you check out their other pens, it's the same Euphoria model, but I really like that as well. So I purchased it. It was on sale, and I'm very glad I did. This is honestly like one of my daily drivers now. It's a screw cap to reveal the long grip section and the thread additions here. These are very smooth threads. My thumb does actually sit completely on them, and I never feel them. This pen is really comfortable for me. You can post it if you want to, but it makes it super, super, super long. You really don't need to. This is a pretty long pen, but it doesn't change the weight too much because it's really light. And as far as the innards go, it is a standard international converter. It takes standard international long or short, and while I haven't done it because I don't like to, you can eyedropper convert the pen, but I don't like to do that. So yeah, it feels really, really good. The grip section is really nice. I do like the fact that it tapers out so you don't slide, although this is not a slippery pen. The only thing, honestly, the one thing that stops this from being like quote unquote a perfect pen for me is this little ridge here between the grip section and where the like nib and feed section sits in, collects ink. So you have to be careful when you wipe it after you dip the whole pen in your bottle of ink, because ink does like to get stuck in there, and that does kind of drive me a little bit nuts. Another reason that stopped me from buying this pen, I guess you can't really see with my sweater, is the fact that it is an unbranded Schmidt nib. It does have pretty nice scroll work. It does have a little F in this box here, because that is a fine nib. If you have a medium, it'll say M, broad, it'll say B, and then it just says Schmidt Iridium Point. And that stopped me from doing it as well, because I'm like, why am I spending that much money on a pen that doesn't even have their own branding on their nib? And I still feel like, Benu has gotten to the point where they should brand their own nibs. However, I was watching a Gourmet Pens, Aziza. I was watching her video a few weeks back on the Talisman version. And I should say, I bought this with my own money. So Benu did not sponsor this video. They did not give me this pen. My own dollars went into this. She was saying that she would also like to see a Benu branded nib. However, if that were to raise the cost at all, it's not worth it, which I'm sure it would, because this is a kind of pricey pen, but it is well worth it in my opinion. I have enjoyed this pen immensely, and I've become used to now looking at this like quote unquote Schmidt branded nib. It just seems a little juxtaposed between like the Benu, the fact that the pen itself is so blingy, and then you get a like stock standard nib. But again, if that were to raise the price to, brand their own, then I don't think it's recommended, because Benu spends a lot of time hand tuning every nib, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm going to bring out my notebook here. This is just the everyday notebook, Tomoe River paper, 52 GSM. They do spend time tuning every nib that goes out, which is just dynamite, because I have to say this is one of the best writing experiences I have ever had. The moment this nib hit the paper, any of my preconceived notions that I had that I talked about in my first impression video went out the window. Okay, it normally doesn't skip. It's just because it's been uncapped for quite some time, because this is so smooth. Nope, I was about to write fox instead of brown. Apparently I cannot speak different words than what I'm writing. Okay, to avoid any more mistakes, because I can't speak and write apparently at the same time. And you can even see in the sheen here, it is very nicely wet. I do have a bit of a wetter ink in here. It is KWZ Honey, which I thought was a perfect pairing. I don't have any hard starts or skips, with the exception of the fact that obviously here I had the pen uncapped for quite some time. When that happens, then yes, it will take like a millisecond to start up. Reverse. Yeah, you can, absolutely. You definitely go down to an extra fine. It's a little bit drier, but and a little scratchier, but it does still work very nicely. This pen is incredibly, incredibly smooth, nice and wet, but yet controlled. I would still say this is a true fine nib. Oh gosh, I'm so pleased. Like, just so pleased. I don't really know how to explain how happy I am with the way that this performs. I've had 2 different kinds of ink in here. Obviously, KWZ Honey is the primary one. I didn't fill the converter, but I did do a dip test with Platinum Carbon Black, because that ink can sometimes be a little bit dry in pens, and it wrote pretty much the exact same. It's so smooth with the tiniest bare hint of feedback. And oh my gosh, there's nothing I can say except for the fact that I absolutely adore this pen. All of my preconceived notions are blown out the window. This is certainly a love it or hate it pen because of how blingy this pen is. Now, Benu has gotten to the point now where they have so many pen designs that you can find some that are less blingy. You can find some that are more blingy. So definitely take a look if you are curious. If you go straight to Benu's website, you can see them all like side by side, but many retailers do carry them. The Euphoria is the only model that I've used personally, but the nibs themselves are absolutely dynamite. They do have another couple models that have a number 5 size nib. This is a number 6, so I don't know what that would be like, but holy smokes, I am absolutely gobsmacked. I like this little black separating thing, which some people don't like. I would wish that this material would carry down into the grip section, but really the branded nib in the grip section, it doesn't change the experience that I have writing with this pen, which, like I said, is honestly one of the best experiences I've ever had, if not the best, and I have used some very expensive, pricey pens. So, do I recommend this? Absolutely. This pen honestly would get a solid 9 out of 10, in my opinion. If you can find the right bling for you, I really don't think you're going to ever have a problem. So, let me know in the comment section down below if you've ever used a Benu pen, because holy smokes, this is phenomenal to me. Hit that like button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe if you've yet to do so. Also check out my Patreon account. Everybody over there, you're the reason why I can make these videos continuously. I'm having such a blast over there. I love you all. And yeah, guys, if you're still watching, almost 14 minutes in, you are the reason that I make these videos. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye. A very special thank you to my VIP patrons. If you do not see your name, have no fear. I'm usually a few videos behind the updated names, but as of recording this, I have for the ultimate human tier, Mr. Daniel Roddy. Thank you very much. Then we have the VIP tier, which we have Elizabeth, Glenn Kelly, Joan Worthman, Brian Hunter, Aaron C., Luna Wolf Games, Bobby A. Bailey, Tech Geek, Stuart Riley, Ute Cruiser, Victor Portugal Bass, Willi Chang, Brian La, Lucas Bell, Aubrey Madcore, Marissa Calvo, Eric Lineman, Jessica Chow, Stephen Baldwin, Carol Lowry, Michael Simon, Sean Sturdy, Susan Barrier, Catherine Molina, Robert Myers, and Bianca Andrews. Apologies if I mispronounced any of your names. And like I said, if you don't see your name, but you are a supporter, I still thank you. I see all of you. It's just that my videos are filmed a little bit in advance, so I don't always get your names on every single video, but I will update them as often as I possibly can. All right, guys, thank you and have a great day.